Shalom, Israel. This is Brother Benaiah,
Brother Ananias.
and tonight's topic, right, we're going to get into some current topics, but first we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai being who the world calls Christ, right? So the topic is spiritual wickedness in high places, man. That's the topic, you know. And you got a lot of people, they claim to be in spirituality, man. And you talk to some people and they say, well, it's not, it's not a man, it's a spiritual thing. Don't you say that you're spiritual? Right? So hey, now we got to look at the spiritual things in high places. Who is ruling the earth? Who is putting these things in place? Who is putting all these evil things on the earth in place? These are questions we have to ask ourselves, right? But tonight we're gonna expose a little bit of what's going on in this world, right?
All right. What we're going to get into first is an article just ran across. And I think a lot of our people should understand what's going on in this world right now. What you don't know is that they out there. I know everybody really familiar with the gun called, or the AR-15. That's an adult rifle, automatic rifle, But the people in high places, the wicked in high places, decided, you know what? Let's make a gun suitable for kids. An AR-15 designed for children that you wouldn't even consider. Bear with me, let me blow this up a little bit so y'all all can read. Well, you see the title, it says an AR-15 designed for children shocks even the most jaded gun control advocates. Read this under here, brother. Do you see it? Still there, brother? Your mic off.
All right. Read the title too.
Yeah, just read what's under.
All right. An AR-15 designed for children shocks even the most jaded gun control advocates. The JR-15 recently launched at an annual shooting sports trade show. Gun safety and reform experts say it's the most brazen example of marketing guns to kids they've ever seen.
You see that? They trying to, they went ahead and created a damn JR-15 for kids, basically. What are they doing? Why would they even think about this? But we know who in rulership, the wicked, Esau. They are the ones who were gifted or blessed with the gift of the sword to live their life by the sword. So this really doesn't shock me, but it does. The fact that they had so many gun laws or different ways to prohibit an individual from getting a gun or acquiring one. So now they say, you know what, the hell with it. We're going to make them for kids now. Even with all the gun violence going on in the world, all the school shootings, they say the hell with it. Let's go ahead and make one for the kids. Let me see if that's what. Yeah, go ahead, read from right here, from 4 years ago.
All right. 4 years ago this week, in one of the deadliest mass shootings in memory, 17 people were shot and killed by a 19-year-old gunman at a high school in Parkland, Florida. The tragedy spurred a revitalizing gun reform movement led by a new generation, with youth coalition like March for Our Lives calling for common sense gun legislation. Still, school shootings continue to rise. Between August and December 2021, there were 136 instances of gunfire on school grounds, the highest rate in a 5-month period since the advocacy group Every Town for Gun Safety began tracking it in 2013. And 70% of school shooters, many of whom have easy home access to weapons, are under the age of 18.
You see that in 2021, there were 136 instances of gunfire on school grounds. That's unheard of. That's in 1 year. That's nationwide, but it might be worldwide. But 136 instances of gunfire on school grounds. That's unheard of. And then they give you the stats saying 70% of the school shooters, many of whom have easy home access to weapons, are under the age of 18. Think about that. So if they know this, why in the hell would they even consider making a gun for kids? These are the things we need to be mindful of as we continue to grow and move and push throughout this world. That it's not going to get any easier. It's not going to go back to normal. It's going to continue to get worse. You know, let's keep reading on that.
Hey, hold it down for about 30 seconds, brother.
All right. It says, given this backdrop of ever increasing gun violence, and especially by young perpetrators, the release of a new rifle directly marketed to kids has astonished reform experts who have followed the industry's aggressive targeting of children for years. So they know that they targeting making these guns for kids. But let you get online and say something about a damn shot, they ready to cancel you, call you a terrorist. A man get on an airplane with a knife, he a terrorist. But they sitting here knowing that these folks, the gun makers, are making a gun and aiming to sell it to kids. Think about that. They saw this new firearm overtly advertised as a kid's version of the AR-15, the style of rifle used in 11 of the 12 most high-profile mass shootings, including Sandy Hook and Las Vegas, and the most brazen example of such targeted firearms marketing they've ever seen. You see that? They say the move is part of a trend by an unstable gun industry in a volatile market to target new potential consumers. Well, I tell you the truth. But it's also motivated by a rise of political extremism. This ain't got nothing to do with politics. This is just spiritual wickedness. Individuals who have the ability to do so are doing this. You know, it's their job to steal, kill, and destroy. And they killing people left and right. They lying on a constant, and they destroying the earth. You know? But it says last month the JR-15 or Junior 15, look at it, debuted at the SHOT Show, billed as the nation's largest annual trade show for the sports shooting, hunting, and outdoor industry. So they waited just like, I guess this SHOT Show is something debuted or something as popular as the Super Bowl, even though I never heard of it. But for those who go to shooting and hunting outdoor sporting events, this would be something like the Super Bowl. And they chose to debut this gun at this damn hunting and shooting Super Bowl, meaning they're going to get the attention of all the gun carriers. Said this event is organized by the National Shooting Sports Foundation, NSSF, a firearms industry trade association. The rifle is manufactured by WEE-1 Tactical, an offshoot of Schmidt Tool and Engineering, which has sold AR-15 components for 30 years. So the top producer or the top seller of the AR-15 decided they want to take on the challenge of selling the damn JR-15, a kid's gun. Now you got to ask yourself, well, what is the purpose? Why? I mean, what's the purpose of a gun anyway? The first thing most folks will say is for protection. But why would a kid need it? To wreak more havoc, to create more chaos. Think about that. You know? But let me bring out Psalm 64 and 5 right quick.
And let me say something on that too, bro. Because you got people, you got people like protesting about gun reform and all that stuff. Every time a shooting happens, people go to the street and protest. But then guess what? Esau spiritual wickedness in high places, they say more. I want more. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
push more out there. Every every uh every school shooting or every large shootout or mass shooting rather, right? Gun sales go up.
Mm.
Gun sales go up every time.
Wow.
So it ain't nothing but uh, a money game for them.
Wow. I didn't even think about that. But you're right. I
They
mean, as soon as the pandemic kicked off, gun sales went through the roof. Everybody started buying up all the bullets.
hmm
And just like you said, every time it's a school shooting, people go out to buy more guns, either to copycat or just to hoard them.
right.
But let me get Psalm 64 and 5 right quick. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. That's a classic scripture that we always bring out. But it just proves nonetheless how much more true it is. Truer it is. I don't know if that's a word, but nonetheless, that's a diligent search for them to continuously put out wickedness. Why in the hell would you be building guns that could actually kill people for kids? You know, where could they possibly be going with this? I don't understand it. But let's go to Job 22 and 12 right quick. Job 22 and 12.
All
And
right.
it reads, oh, go ahead.
The book of Job, chapter 22 and verse 12. Is not God in the height of heaven? And behold the height of the stars. How high are they?
Read it 14.
Verse 13. And thou sayest, how doth God know? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are covering to him, that he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven.
So they doing all manner of wickedness down here on this earth. Job 9 and 24 tell you that the world is given into the hand of the wicked. So we know and understand just by that one scripture that whoever is running the world right now is a wicked individual. They are
Right.
their whole existence is surrounded by wickedness. You can get that in Malachi when letting you know that they are the border of wickedness. Malachi, what, 1 and 3?
Yeah.
They are the border of wickedness. And who was there? Esau. But just like the scriptures say, is not God in the height of heaven? And behold, the height of the stars, how high they are. So they saying he way up there. Verse 13 it said, and thou sayest, how do God know it? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Just because we can't see through the dark cloud, they say he can't see us neither. If we can't see him, he can't see us. So we can do what the hell we want to do.
Right.
And if that ain't exactly what they trying to do or have been doing for so on and so on, or for so long, that's furthermore proving that the scriptures or the Bible is a true book. They down here making guns for kids now. I mean, man, you got something you want to add, bro?
It's ridiculous, man. Uh, like you say, Esau, they live by the sword. So that's the first thing that comes to their mind. Anytime, anything that comes up, first thing they think about is the sword. Go talk to a random Edomite, man. That's the first thing they talk about. Their guns, their armor, their weapons, ancient swords that they got at their house.
Mm.
All the collectible World War I guns. Hey, this is literally engraved in their mind. This is carved out. Of course, we know through the spirit of the Most High, for them to live by the sword. It's
Mm-hmm.
bred in them. Right? You could probably have an Edomite that grow up as an orphan, and he's still gonna have it in his mind.
All right.
You don't even have to get taught it. It's just gonna be. It's it's a repetitive behavior, you know.
That's right. I'm gonna get one more on this, and then we'll move on to something else. Let's go to Exodus chapter 15, verse 9. Now, everybody knows about the book of Exodus. That's when the children of Israel were fleeing the land of Egypt. At this particular time, we were going across the Red Sea, or after we went across the Red Sea, they were starting to sing a song and rejoicing to the Most High for saving us. Our people were rejoicing, singing a song. But this is one of the verses, so to speak. It said, the enemy said, I will pursue. Just like when we left out of Egypt, Pharaoh was hurt, but the Lord hardened his heart. As soon as we got halfway through the water, he hardened his heart, so he started chasing us. And he pursued us even into the sea. It said, the enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them, meaning the children of Israel. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. You see that? That's their mindset all the time. They got the sword in their hand, that's their blessing. But this is talking about the Egyptians. But we talking about the wicked. Say, I will draw my sword and my hand shall destroy them. Why would they put a gun in the child's hand? Because they're going to train that child as soon as they're able to hold their gun to fire it. And who you think they training them to fire that gun at? Think about that. They're not out there trying to win no damn tournaments. I'll tell you that much. For them to make a damn mini version of an AR-15. Think about that. But from now, let's move on to the next article, man.
I'm gonna give some precepts on that, brother.
Okay,
We move on. All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, and verse. Let me find my place real quick. Bear with me for a moment. All right. The book of Genesis, chapter 27, and verse 40. All right. So could we understand that that Jacob got the blessings, right? He got the promises to the kingdom of heaven, the promises as to being a chosen people, you know. So Jacob got that blessing, but Esau, we understand he got blessed by the sword. But we're gonna read that now. The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have his dominion that thou shalt break the yoke from off his neck. Right. And now I'm gonna go to the book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 36. Right. The book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 36. So now we understand, hey, Esau is that man who's going to live by the sword, right? He lives by war and destruction. He makes deals with people and he have a sword behind his back. You know, Esau, this is all he thinks about, man. How he's going to conquer a land. Esau is that one enemy that want to put you in a pit, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter if you, the Native Americans, they invited them in, man. They made treaties with them. They were peaceful people. Right? They showed them how to do certain things, and guess what? They stabbed them in the back. Now you living in a land called America. Right? The book of Luke, chapter 22, and verse 36. Then said he unto them, but now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. So we're not telling you that you can't be armed or you can't have weapons, right? We're not saying that, you know. But Esau lives by that. So now I'm gonna go to the book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 52. The book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 52, because let me find it real quick.
I got you.
So, okay, appreciate it. So we just read that Esau gonna live by the sword, right? And Christ literally told his disciples to go grab a sword because he knew that they were going on a journey, on a mission, and they might need that, right? So, like we said, we're not telling you that you cannot be armed, right? Think about all the prophets in the Bible. They were armed. King David, all the way down to the apostles, you know. Read that real quick, brother.
All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 52. Then said Jesus unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish by the sword.
So right here, why did he say if you live by the sword, you're gonna die by it, basically? Why did he say that? If he just told them to go get a sword, that's not what that means. He's talking about Esau right here. That's a prophecy. All those that live by the sword, they're gonna die by the sword. That's exactly what he's talking about, you know? Because Esau is that man that lives by the sword. They live by bloodshed, right? They live by wars. They don't live by any peace or anything. All they want to do is fight
That's right.
all day long, right? But that's what the scripture's talking about when the Lord said, "Hey, it says, then said Jesus unto him, Put up again thy sword unto his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword." Right? Oh, go ahead, brother.
All right. That's exactly right, though. But once again, y'all, just pay attention to the things that are going on in this world. They don't necessarily put it on the mainstream media platforms for you to see it and understand it, but they will put it out there. It might not be something on a major scale, but they will put it out there. You just have to be paying attention. That's why the Lord tell us to pray and watch. You got to pray for understanding and pray for that spiritual eye. I don't even want to say it that way because the ones who
Yeah.
in the world, you know what I'm saying, they
Right, right.
something else. But when you looking and watching things with a clear-cut understanding as to what's going on in this world, you understand what's going on, and you will start to see the thing, see the hidden messages that they put out there. You know, so just know that your enemy is making weapons for kids now.
Mm.
So be mindful of that. But we're gonna move on to another article. Bear with me 1 second. Let me put it on the screen.
I'll get a preset while you get that.
All right. All right.
The book of
Go ahead.
Second Thessalonians, chapter 2, and
Hello.
verse number 9. Even him, well, I started verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonder. It's just like the brother said, hey, they giving you signs, they showing you signs, they showing you who they are. The wicked is being revealed in these last days. It's plain now, right? We see who ruling the earth. We see who making guns for kids, man. Right? But you got it, brother.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
All right. But like I said in Second Thessalonians, just like went into a couple classes ago, right? Israel had to fall away first, and then the wicked man had to be revealed, who is Esau. Esau is that wicked man, right? And Esau is going to be judged for these things, man.
That's right.
The book of let me get the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 23. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 23. Because some of our people try to take up for Esau, man. And it's well, everybody's wicked. Everybody's wicked. You have wicked people in Israel, right? But we're gonna learn something tonight. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 23. Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury and a continual whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. So Esau is the head of the wicked. He is that top-notch wicked man, right? So the first thing you should think about when you see wicked is Esau, right? And depending on the context, that's who it's talking about. The fierce anger of the Lord shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it. So it's telling you in the last days you're gonna consider, hey, who the wicked is. You're gonna find out who the head wicked is, right? And that's being revealed in these last days.
That's right. So let's go to this article. And as you can see in the title, this is where things have this is where things have this is I can't even explain it. This is where everything then got to. This is the point everything then got to. With the jab, it says the judge removes a father's custody to his children over the refusal to get vaccinated. Out of all the things that brothers got to deal with in life, this is just another thing, another notch on the belt. You're going to remove somebody's custody rights to their children because they won't get the jab. Where in the hell do they get off with this? I mean, damn. As if you ain't got enough to deal with while you trying to fight for your kids. Now they trying to remove your rights because you don't want to adhere to a bunch of wickedness. Let's read this article. Can you read it?
Yeah. After reviews, can we say that word on there?
Do what you gotta do, bro.
Okay. I don't want to get no strikes. After refusing to get vaccinated against COVID-19, a father has reportedly lost the right to see his kids in person. One whom is Hey brother, you read that, brother. I got to get myself together, man.
All right. After refusing to get vaccinated against the jab, a father has reportedly lost the right to see his kids in person, one of whom is immunocompromised. The Canadian press reports a judge in New Brunswick, Justice Natalie Godbout, wrote in her January 31st decision the revoking of the father's custody rights was done with a heavy heart, but he can still be in contact with his children by use of phone calls or video chat. So it sounds like, I don't know if that's the judge or the mom, but to be able to revoke a father's custody because he don't want to get a jab, you gonna basically limit his visitation right to phone calls and video chats. Hey, I guess that's better than some that can't even talk to their own. But it said God about made her decision, she says, because the father's insistence he remains unvaccinated, poor or posed to greater threat and risk his 10-year-old immunocompromised daughter who receives specialized care for non-cancerous tumors in her blood vessel. So she's been sick for over 10 years. But because he don't want to get that, now it's a problem. Come on, man. Says someone who is immunocompromised has a weakened immune system that does not respond properly to invading infections or pathogens, meaning your body cannot fight off the things like the corona, as well as a person with a fully functioning immune system, explains the Canadian Digestive Health Foundation. Well, if you know anything about cancer, they give them chemo where it breaks down their immune system. Therefore, they will not be able to fight off certain things. But they don't have a problem administering damn chemo, knowing damn well it's going to break down every damn thing in your body to the point where your organs to the point they damn near about to shut down, your hair falling out, everything is weakened. Immune system all the way around. And they know this. And it's a very small percentage of people that actually survive from chemo. And they really don't survive. They just prolong it, thinking that they can cut it out or give some type of radiation treatment and they'll be removed from it for the rest of their life. That's a bunch of foolishness. You might prolong your life for extra 5, maybe even 10 years, maybe even a little bit longer. But you still run the risk of having that disease. But it says, according to the CBC, their mother asked the court for a change to custody agreement, ending the father's in-person access. She applied to the court last year, and the hearing took place on January 24th.
I'll pick it up right here.
All right.
As the parents who are caring for the child 50% of the time in close quarters, unmasked and unvaccinated, they are well positioned to transmit the virus to the child should they contract it. This despite their best efforts, the ruling says.
Hold on right there. Now, if anybody know anything, you realize that by getting the jab, that you are now a potential carrier of your damn self, just like getting the damn flu shot. You know, you put the flu in your body to do what? To try to build up an immune system to be able to fight it off, so they say. But they end up getting sick as hell by getting that shot. So you turn around and say, hey, need you to get this jab because she's already sick. She's been sick all her life. But we need you to get this jab so that you can't bring the so-called Covina around her and possibly get her sick. But getting that jab does not prevent you from getting it, nor spreading it. Excuse me, nor spreading it.
Right.
But as you can read right there, it said they try to put it on the unmasked or the unvaccinated as to being individuals that will spread it more than the ones who have it. Come on now.
Hey, and that's the craftiness of Esau, man. You know, they trying to make it a mask versus no mask type thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's just because I know plenty of people who have gotten the jab and still have gotten the pestilence, right? They still got the pestilence, and hey, you know, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, and they had the jab, and that's crazy to me, man. Right? It is no contest to current science in the face of highly contagious virus far outweighs Mr. F. Layman wait and see approach. The parents and the children are not named in the 26-page court ruling. They are only identified by initials. The new order allows the father generous visiting rights but via Zoom, but no in-person contact. If he gets vaccinated, he can return to court to ask for a change to the decision while waiting for the hearing.
Wow.
That's crazy. The father also refused to consent to the children being unvaccinated after they became eligible last November. Like, man, what you highlighting for, man? I'm already national. You good, bro. God about ruled the mother could get that done without his agreement.
You see that? The rule the mother could get that done without his agreement.
Mm.
That man ain't even had nothing to do with it. Probably wasn't even in the courtroom. Just like 9 times out of 10, a woman can go in there and just put your name on the paper without proving anything, and they'll be set up documentation and start taking it out your check. But nonetheless, let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 32.
Hey, and don't they have a Bible in there, brother?
They used to. I don't think they use it anymore.
They took it out the courtroom too?
Yeah.
Children of Israel waking up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. So whether it be another people or your own people, when they break up your families through their crafty counsel, it says there will be no might in thine hand. This man probably was a good father, dealing with whatever was going on, but for some odd reason, the powers that be, the spiritual wickedness in high places, took away this man's right to see his children or to see his child because of some concocted thought that an individual put in the judge's mind. Think about that. So he probably gonna have to spend more time, more money, just to be able to see his child. And 9 times out of 10, if he ain't in that household, he already paying anyway to see that child. He got to pay some type or some form of child support anyway to see that child. 9 times out of 10. So in order for this individual to do, well, what I'm saying is this is a curse that's put upon our people for the most part, to the Israelite man, woman, and child. Now, we're not saying that these individuals in this case are Israelites. It don't state it. But these types of things happen all the time, especially involving our people. So for them to be able to even use that in the courtroom and get away with it, that's wicked as hell. Go ahead, brother, if you want to add something.
You got it, champ.
All right, let's go to Isaiah 10 and 1 right quick. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1.
All right, go to Isaiah. Book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and right grievousness which they have prescribed.
So the Lord said, destruction unto them that decree unrighteousness, unrighteous decrees, wicked ass laws. But keep reading.
To turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they might rob the fatherless.
You see that? Now, in this case, it seemed like the father is the only victim, but that child suffering as well, because it takes 2 to make a child. But because of the selfishness or the thought of one individual, that child is being robbed of their father. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord said, woe or destruction to individuals that put decrees into play like that. Make laws to keep men from being able, or not even men, but just parents in general, who put laws into effect that's grievous, that's wicked, unrighteous, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Now, like I said before, we don't know who is actually being dealt with in this article, meaning what nation. But these things happen to the nation of Israel all the time, and they make all these wicked laws to divide and destroy our families. So the Lord said destruction is going to happen to them for this, because they know exactly what they're doing, and they don't give a damn. Let's go to Psalms 94 and 20 right quick. Psalms 94 and 20.
All right, the book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, with the frameth mischief by law, by a law?
Read 21.
They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
You see that? Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? That's what they're doing. Framing mischief by law. You create a problem and then try to make everybody get your solution. And then when they refuse, now it's an issue. They the terrorists, the domestic terrorists. They say they gather themselves together against the souls of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Just like I was explaining, not only is the father losing out in this regard, but the child as well. You know, that father realizes what's going on. He been there by that child's side the whole time. But because of the wickedness and the ill will of the other individual or the other parent, now that child is suffering. But they don't see that. It's all about what they say or what they think. Condemning the innocent blood. Wickedness. But 22 say, but the Lord is my defense and my God is the rock of my refuge. So being an Israelite man, woman, and child, this is where you put your faith at. Not in these courtrooms, not in these wicked judges or lawyers. Put your faith in the Lord. Because that damn system that them lawyers and judges work through, it's all manner of wickedness set up by the wicked. Damn Esau. It ain't set up to do nothing positive, nothing beneficial for anyone. It's all wickedness. But if you want to add something, bro, go ahead. I'm gonna switch to another article.
Yeah, and these people are wicked, man. Like, according to the scriptures, the man is supposed to be the head of the house. The man is supposed to be the one to make the decisions. But now they got women pretty much ruling over us, man.
Mm.
The court system supports women ruling over the men. It literally supports that because, especially in our communities, they try to push the father, the head, the head man in charge, the one who's everybody's supposed to be looking up to, the one who everybody's supposed to get guidance from. They pushing him out of the household so you can get guidance from the woman, right? And we understand, the woman is the weaker vessel, you know, and with her being the weaker vessel, teaching younger men, right? Now you see why our men out here shooting up everybody, right? Anytime they get mad or anytime they get sad, somebody step on their shoe, they want to shoot. Because the court system over here, your friendly neighborhood Esau man, has set up the woman to be in charge over here. And
Ultimately through the spirit of the Lord. But go ahead.
yeah, we understand that everything is through the spirit of the Lord.
That's right.
Everything. But hey, Esau has set up these people because the Lord gonna blame Esau. He gonna put the blame. Esau got to die for this, man. He did that through the spirit of the Lord. Right.
Let me bring that precept out that go with what you just said. Mm-hmm. This is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter? For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that's explaining exactly what the brother just brought out. Now, it don't always happen that way, but that's how Esau's setting it up, to have everything going backwards. Out of, it's going in a chaotic state. Going backwards. It's not flowing the way it's supposed to be flowing. The world is out of order because we as Israelites are out of order. So the foundations of the earth are out of order, out of course, But from there, let's go to another article right quick. Bear with me.
Yeah, like you're saying, the world is out of order because the wicked bear rule. That's why everybody's mourning right now. That man is probably mourning like hell right now, knowing that he's supposed to have the power and the right to be able to see his kids. But the wicked, they bearing rule. Hey, you got even the animals dying, man. You got birds flying and diving into the pavement. You can, oh man, that's the spirit. I just saw that earlier.
Let's get it.
Wow.
Abu 7, I want to share with you here some information, some images, and video clips here pertaining to birds falling out of the sky en masse, stuff that we've reported on in the past we could never really get any answers on. When we see these big animal die-offs. Now, this was in Wales. They have many different images here, people reporting that the birds were all along the road, hitting the cars, just falling out of the sky with no explanation. Now, this event in Wales matches something similar that we've seen in Mexico. Watch this clip as the birds fall out of the sky. It's like a bomb just goes off and they just dump. Look at this. I've never seen anything like that, where a mass of birds just falls out of the sky like they were dumped, like a bucket of water. You can see how many are dead on the ground there. Take that back one more time. You can see them dump out of the sky. It's just crazy. So these EM.
That's crazy. I mean, when have you ever seen that many birds actually flying together? For it to look like it fell out of the back of a truck like that.
EMFs and things like that are at the top of my list as to what's causing this. We've also had an event that took place
Hold on, listen to what he
in
said.
Kentucky. Out of the sky is just crazy. So these EMFs and things like that are at the top of my list as to what's causing this.
EMFs. I think he's going into the electromagnetic.
Electromagnetic.
Yeah. Just like you've seen in several of the movies. I think one movie was 2012. It started off in the beginning of the movie, the birds started falling out of the sky. Then all the people that had pacemakers started falling out, passing out.
Oh, dying. It's like almost like an EMP.
Yeah.
We've also had an event that took place in Kentucky here recently with the same thing, where Elizabethtown police were out there picking up dead birds off the roadways. So this has happened Mexico, Wales, Kentucky, all here recently. And I wanted to bring some awareness to it. If you're seeing anything like this out there in your neck of the woods, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. I do my best to get that out there, relay it to everyone else. Follow me on Twitter, on Getter, and hit that subscribe.
Well, we ain't trying to advertise for the brother or the man, but like the brother was bringing out, the earth is mourning. It's waxing worse and worse. Why? Because the wicked are in rule, and they doing any and everything they can do to destroy this world. I mean, you see them on a constant. They up in the sky with the damn chemtrails, changing the weather, sprinkling all type of chemicals on everything. You know, destroying the ocean, destroying the land, the foods, your air. Anything you can think of, they destroying it. The animals, anything you can think of. The wicked who run this world are destroying it. Think about that. Let me get Isaiah 24:4 right quick. Isaiah 24:4.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 24 and verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish.
You see that? The haughty people of the earth, meaning the wicked, the proud, the high-minded, do languish. It say the earth mourneth and fadeth away. Think about that. The earth mourning right now. You know, they got trash everywhere, filling up the oceans, the lakes. You can't drink nothing. You thinking you drinking some spring water? They filling up your bottles with from a faucet somewhere, from a damn factory. I mean, hell, your Dasani water come from Coke, from the Coca-Cola company. Well, you think they got a damn a machine pumping it out from a fresh spring somewhere? No. That's why when you look on the back of the bottle, it'll say went through a purification process or osmosis, where they had to clean the water to put it in that bottle. And then by it sitting in that bottle for so long and being heated, sitting in the sun or in the heat, the damn chemicals from the bottle actually corrupt the water. But it said the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world language and fadeth away. Read verse 5 for me.
Verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Now, who you think the Lord talking to right there? It said the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. We transgressed the laws, allowing the wicked to be in rulership. And by them being in rulership, they changed the ordinances and they broke in the everlasting covenant. They broke in everything. Every rule it is to break, they didn't broke it. And then they got the one, well, God's people, the Israelites, going all the way to hell off. And we don't give a damn about nothing no more. I mean, you literally can be at McDonald's or whatever restaurant or fast food joint behind somebody who make an order for a damn burger. They'll go get the burger, unwrap it while in the drive-thru, and throw the damn paper out right on the ground, and then ride off.
Wow.
I mean, especially we all know it. We see it in our own neighborhoods. Our neighborhoods are worse than anybody's neighborhood. We'll come out there and throw anything on the ground. Pull up in the parking spot, especially if you in an apartment complex. Pull up. I done seen individuals pull up and pull their ashtray out and just dump it right on the ground. And put the ashtray back in the car and get out and go in the apartment. And then get in and out of the car every day, knowing they didn't dump their whole ashtray in the middle of the parking lot. Eat a bag of chips and just throw it on the ground right where they stand, with a trash can right behind them. They don't give a damn. They have corrupted everything. Read verse 6.
Oh, I had left there.
It said, therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. That's what's going to happen in the last days. Because of all this wickedness in high places, they got everybody going to hell off. And the last day is going to be when that fire, when the nukes hit, it's going to be very few men left. Understand that.
Let me get a precept on that.
Go ahead.
All right, it's the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints. So the reward is going to be given to the saints and the prophets if we fear the Lord and keep his commandments and have the faith, right, and endure it until the end. And them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So the Lord is coming back to destroy the people who are destroying the earth. Just like you got these birds flying out, trees getting cut down everywhere, GMO foods everywhere. They stripping the natural resources from everywhere. The earth is in mourning right now, but the earth is going to rejoice, and all the other nations going to rejoice when that cancer is removed out of the body.
That's right. Let me get one more, and then we can move to another order. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9, and it says, but as it is written, eye have not seen, nor ear have heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God had prepared for them that love him. So the Lord said, it is written, for I have not seen. Your eyes ain't never, nobody's eyes have ever seen birds in flocks just fall from the sky. Have not seen nor ear heard. We ain't never heard of nothing like this happen before. Neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God had prepared for them that love him. Now, we love him by keeping his commandments. But by keeping his commandments, the prophecies got to be fulfilled. Therefore, you're going to start seeing things you ain't never seen before. Things must come to pass, things that ain't never been seen before. It still got to be a great earthquake that's going to do some real damage. like probably what you didn't thought or what they tried to explain in the movie 2012 when it split down. I mean, knocked off the whole state of California. You know, a great earthquake. But right now we seeing things and we can't believe it. We being shocked or in shock mode, dumbfounded, however you want to say it, just by seeing birds in flocks fall out the sky, lying on the side of the road. These type of things must happen, and the people that love the Lord gonna see these things and understand why they happening, and understanding that these is prophecy being fulfilled. But I'm gonna move on to the last article.
Just like the brother said, like the Israelites, man, we waking up in these last days, man. That's why you see a bunch of chaos going on. You got Israelites repenting. Hey, so these, like to say, the prophecies they gotta happen through us, through the keeping of the commandments, through us coming back to our God. Hey, the prophecies are being fulfilled now, more and more every day. Every day that we go to sleep or wake up, hey, it's a day closer to the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time that sun go up and down, hey, you just know you're getting a little bit closer to the end. Every single day, you know, and that day has to come. And like the Lord said, it's gonna be like a woman in travail, meaning you're gonna have some big issues that pop off, and it's gonna quiet down a little bit, and then everybody get comfortable and go back having damn birthday parties and stuff, right? And then it's gonna jump up again. You're gonna have, and it, you know, because a lot of people during the you know what I'm saying, the pandemic, hey, even me, hey man, hey, everybody was on edge, man. It was like, hey, I thought that was it. I thought that was it, man. You had trucks, they had pictures of trucks driving down neighborhoods and stuff like that. Army trucks, you know.
Yeah,
And you know, I thought, hey, I thought that was about to issue in, you know, the FEMA camps and all that type stuff.
that's
So
right.
everybody was on edge. But then guess what? Everybody kind of died down a little bit, you know.
Basically, giving you a small glimpse of what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
I mean, had tanks on the back of the trains,
Hmm.
helicopters flying everywhere.
Right.
I thought the same thing. Didn't
Hey,
know really what to think, but
right. Hey, and then I was kind of, and I was happy at the same time because, like, the stuff that I used to tell people at work, hey, these things was being plainly put in their sight for them to see. You
that's
know,
right.
that then they was viewing it. Everybody was waking up at that point. They like, hey man, oh, hey, it's some stuff about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? 2 months later, they go right back to sleep. Oh, we can kind of be loose on the mask a little bit now. All right, we're gonna go back to sleep.
Hey, they gave me a stimulus check.
Right, stimulus check. Oh yeah, we're gonna go back to sleep. Hey, Israel love taking naps, man.
All right,
You know.
but let's go to this article. Talking about cancer patients were just cured after doctors turbocharged their blood's immune cells. So we were just talking about this earlier about cancer. Can you read it?
Yeah, I'll try. I've been messing up tonight, brother.
It's
All
all
right.
good.
Cancer patients have been cured after medics turbocharged their body immune cells in a lab. Two adults with leukemia have been in remission since 2010 after CAR T therapy. It involves removing blood and genetically modifying its white cells so they target cancer. The
It's a
resulting
GMO, ain't it?
Mhm. The resulting CAR T cells are re-injected in a type of immune immunotherapy that uses the body's immune system to attack tumors. Levels of the cells in the two cured patients remain high. Dr. Carl June of the University of Pennsylvania, US, said, based on these results, we can conclude that CAR T cells can cure leukemia.
You see that? Listen to what they said. They turbocharged their blood's immune cells in a lab.
Wow.
Turbocharged. How do you do that? And then they said they did it in a lab.
Wow.
2 adults with leukemia have been in remission since 2010. Here it is, 2022. They just now finding a so-called cure. Said removing blood and genetically modifying its white cells so that they target cancer. I thought that's what chemo was supposed to be doing. Once again, them telling the truth or blowing the whistle on each other. In other words,
Right.
it says they are the resulting CAR T cells are re-injected in a type of immunotherapy that uses the body's immune system to attack tumors. See, this is the thing I don't like and I don't understand about Esau's way of thinking. They always come up with or have our people going off what we thinking about the fruit of the tree. They don't never look at the root. What is causing cancer? Period. Why is this such a rampant disease throughout the world? Could it be because you're giving them genetically modified foods?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody eating abominations? You destroying the earth? Everything you touch is a cancer because you're a cancer to this planet.
Damn.
You know, think about that. Levels of the cells in the 2 cured patients remain high. What do you mean remain high? What does that mean? But nonetheless, they have turbocharged blood cells in a
Wow.
lab to come up with a so-called cure for cancer. Why do we even have these diseases around the planet anyway? Have we ever asked that question? Do we even care to ask? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 60.
All right.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 60.
All right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto them, unto
Keep
thee.
going.
Also every sickness,
Every
and
what?
also every sickness,
Cancer, AIDS, whatever you can think of. Go ahead.
also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law. Them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
I ain't never seen Covina in the scriptures. I ain't never seen high blood pressure. I ain't never seen gout. I've never seen cancer. I never seen leukemia in the scriptures. So it said also every sickness and every plague which is not written in this book of the law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Talking to the Israelite. And whether you know it or not, every sickness, every statistical category that you can think of, we are at the top, except for rulership. Think about that. We spend the most money, we make the most money. Make the most money, spend the most money, and we the brokest. All these different diseases, we at the top. Think about that. Why these things happen? Because we break God's commandments. Why do we do this? Go ahead.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Right. So the Lord smitten us with blindness and madness. Right. This is really what I wanted right here. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. So just like this brother bringing out, hey, we at the top of all these diseases. We on the bottom of, as far as finances. Hey, we make the most money but don't have nothing. Hey, that's an astonishment.
All right.
That's a wow, bro. Like you have to. The other nations probably look at us and look at videos on YouTube and just put the open mouth emoji, the wow emoji. 'Cause they astonished, man. They like, how is this? How can these people be the greatest basketball players, the greatest soccer players, football players, the best looking on the earth, but they living like that?
Hmm. Wow. That's all I can say. But, for those who don't pay attention, this was a movie that came out a couple years back starring Will Smith. I know most of y'all know about it. It's called I Am Legend. And it was a key thing that happened in that movie that most of us don't realize. And I'm going to show it right now just to bring it back to your memory.
Of medicine has seen its share of miracle cures, from the polio vaccine to heart transplants, but all past achievements may pale in comparison to the work of Dr. Alice Crippen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So, Dr. Crippen, give it to me in a nutshell.
Well, the premise is quite simple. Take something designed by nature and reprogram it to make it work for the body rather than against it.
You're talking about a virus.
Indeed, yes, in this case, the measles virus, which has been engineered at a genetic level to be helpful rather than harmful. And I find the best way to describe it is if you can imagine your body as a highway and you picture the virus as a very fast car being driven by a very bad man, imagine the damage that car could cause. Then if you replace that man with a cop, the picture changes, and that's essentially what we've done.
How many people have you treated so far?
Well, we've had 10,009 clinical trials in humans so far.
And how many are cancer-free?
10,009.
So you have actually cured cancer?
Yes, we have.
Imagine they had art grid stock footage in the 60s.
Okay, guys.
So what did we get out of it? That was an old movie where they so-called cured cancer, and it ended up turning everybody into zombies. Will these turbocharged blood cells do that? I don't know. But all I know is I'm not going to trust in Esau's science. I'm not going to trust my enemy. Why? Because that's commanded of the Lord. I can't trust spiritual wickedness in high places. I will not trust the enemy who have been put on this planet to destroy everything that we stand for, who came out the womb speaking nothing but lies, who has a perpetual hatred toward our people. I will not trust in them, nor their jabs, nor their way of thinking, their philosophies, they nasty food that they claim to be chefing. The hell with that. I don't trust, But let's go to 1 Timothy 6 and 20. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. Bear with me. Let me get there. First Timothy chapter 6, verse 20, and it reads, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called, which some professing have erred concerning the faith. Grace be with thee. Amen. So what is that scripture saying right there? Basically, hey, folks starting to trust in this science and Esau's medicine more than they trust in understand their own God. They trust in oppression more than they trust their own God, their own Savior, their own Messiah. They starting to trust in science.
Check,
We'll
check.
run to the doctor in a minute trying to get some damn some type of remedy, knowing damn well they wicked as hell, knowing they have not cured anything on this planet. Nothing. But yet and still, for some odd reason or for some strange reason, they have convinced all of us that they have the answers, that they know what to do to get the job done. They have never cured anything. We still getting the common cold. People still dying of cancer, still dying of AIDS. People still getting damn chicken pox, still getting polio, multiple sclerosis. Anything you can think of, they still getting it. So they haven't cured anything. But for some odd reason, we trusting in these people. Think about this. This is the wickedness in high places that we trust in. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man, we trusting in these people who have been lying to us, man. Our people see clearly they've been lying, hey, since we even got here. Since the beginning of time, they've been lying. Esau lied on Jacob and said he stole his birthright.
Mm.
Right. So since beginning, before he even had damn kids, man, he was been lying, man. So hey, we can't trust in our enemy. Hey, can you give me the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10?
We'll
All right,
do
the
it.
book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10, because we can't trust our enemy, man. We can't keep following behind him. We have to trust in the Lord. Now that
That's
we know that we Israelites, now that we know we got to keep the commandments, hey, and the commandments can actually save us and uh, give us health, give us knowledge, give us wisdom, give us life, make us hey feel better mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Hey, this is who we got to trust in. Now we can't trust in Esau and his stuff, man. Read that.
This is the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10, and it reads, Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So hey, that's a commandment. Never trust your enemy, right? Never trust the enemy. Because guess what? The enemy, they just trying to throw you into a pit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they got blonde hair and blue eyes, or just because they look all soft and sweet and they wear darker shorts and a button down, they don't mean they are for you. That does not mean they're for you. Just because they got boat shoes on with the no sock look, it does not mean they're soft and gentle people. These people are looking to throw you in the pit, man. Just
That's
like the
right.
Lord say, hey, that's why we only supposed to be get drunk out of our mind. Because hey, the devil is always lurking around, ready to you know, put you to death, paraphrasing almost,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But we gotta for sure not trust our enemy. Because in Ecclesiastes, what chapter 1 and verse 3, it says the time to love and the time to hate, right? Hey, and this the time to hate right now. Hate their philosophies, their doctrines, hate their way of living and thinking. Now you got to come back to loving the Most High and loving His ways, loving His commandments, loving His people. You know, hey, you got we should love uh celebrating the feast days. We should love coming back to serving our one true God. You know, and correcting ourselves. We should love that, man. You know, but you got it, brother.
That's right. Just like the brother saying, man, gotta love to keep these feast days. And for you brothers and sisters that don't know, Purim and the destruction of Nicanor is coming up at the end, at the beginning of March. Well, we're gonna be celebrating Purim and destruction of Nicanor March 2nd. You know, so you need to start keeping these feast days. That's part of keeping the commandments. That's how you don't end up in some of these situations. Keeping the commandments, congregating with your brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? That's part of a repentant Israelite at heart. Putting off the ways of this world, forsaking them damn wicked holidays, Halloween, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day, President's Day, Labor Day, you know, where they constantly lie to you. Come back to your God, repent of your wickedness, stop following the wickedness that's in rulership, but follow righteousness that's in the book, that's in everybody's household. But it's only meant for you, Israelite man, woman, and child, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know. Come back to keeping these high holy days, you know. But the message of the Bible, or the message that we teach on a constant, is that you got to repent, brothers and sisters. Come back to keeping these commandments. Read, apply, and live, and then teach. And if you got something you want to add, brother, I'm going to go ahead and close out.
You got it, brother.
All right. But like we always say, it's an honor, it's a privilege to come to our brothers and sisters, you know, and we want to say happy Sabbath to you all. You know, I understand we just had a new moon the other night, so it's a new month. Happy Sabbath. We hope that you were edified. We pray that you continue in the faith, continue building yourself up in the spirit, keep pushing, you know, and trust and lean on the Lord at all times. And on that note, I'm Brother Ananias.
Brother Benaiah.
And we are A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. And we say shalom to you.